For more than a century, Americans understood steering as a mechanical promise. You turned the wheel, a column rotated, a rack moved, tie rods pushed, and the front tires obeyed. That chain of metal was trusted because it was physical, visible, and predictable. But the L6 puts a dangerous question on the table. What happens when steering is no longer a mechanical command, but a software instruction? This is not just another Chinese electric sedan with a long-range claim. The real shock is buried underneath the floor inside the chassis logic. With digital motion control and rear wheels capable of turning up to 9 degrees, the L6 does not simply point its nose and drag the body behind it. It calculates the entire vehicle as one moving object. That means the steering rack is no longer the brain of the car. It is becoming one component inside a larger operating system. And for Detroit, that is the warning. The next threat may not come from horsepower. It may come from a car that negotiates with physics through code. For decades, the American auto industry built its authority on metal. Detroit did not become Detroit by accident. Ford, GM, and Chrysler earned trust through engines, frames, axles, suspensions, steering columns, transmissions, and the brutal durability of machines that could survive worksites, winters, highways, and abuse. In America, a serious vehicle was supposed to feel mechanical, because mechanical meant dependable. That belief shaped everything from the Ford F-15 to the Chevrolet Silverado, from the Ram 150 to the Jeep Wrangler. A good truck pulled hard. A good SUV felt planted. A good steering system gave the driver a physical connection to the road. The machine obeyed because every part had a clear job. But the L6 represents a different philosophy. It does not try to win by making the old mechanical chain slightly better. It tries to reduce the authority of that chain entirely. The suspension, the rear axle, the braking logic, the traction system, and the steering response are no longer isolated systems, reacting one after another. They are being pulled into a centralized digital command structure. That is the real industrial shift. For the legacy automaker, the chassis was once a collection of engineered components. For IM Motors, the chassis becomes a living calculation. Every wheel angle, every damping force, every traction correction, every movement of the body can be treated as data. Detroit's strength was never fake. It built the machines that defined American roads. But L6 shows why the next battlefield may not reward the company with the strongest mechanical tradition. It may reward the company that can translate physical motion into software faster than anyone else. The first weapon inside the L6 is not the motor. It is not even the battery. It is the digital chassis, the system that decides how the entire car should move before the driver fully understands what is happening. In a traditional vehicle, every major system has its own job. The suspension controls body movement. The brakes slow the wheels. The traction system cuts power when grip disappears. The steering system changes direction. These systems may communicate, but they are still reacting in sequence. One event happens, then another system responds. The L6 changes that logic. Its chassis control system pulls steering, damping, suspension, posture, traction, braking, and rear wheel angle into one coordinated calculation. Instead of waiting for the car to lose balance, the vehicle reads the road, the wheel speed, the body motion, the steering input, and the grip condition as one live data stream. Now imagine a winter highway in Michigan. A driver is moving at speed. The road looks dry, but one rear tire hits a thin patch of black ice. In a traditional setup, the wheel slips first. Then traction control reacts. Then braking or torque reduction tries to correct the mistake. The driver feels the body twitch, the steering tighten, and the car briefly reminds everyone that physics is still in charge. But a digital chassis tries to shorten that moment of fear. If the system sees one wheel losing grip, it can reduce torque, adjust damping, change the rear wheel angle, and stabilize the body almost instantly. The car is no longer relying on one mechanical correction. It is coordinating multiple corrections at once. That is why this technology matters. The old car corrects a mistake after the chassis reveals it. The L6 points toward a different future, a car that attempts to hide the mistake before the human body feels it. For Detroit, this is not a small feature. This is a new definition of control. Once chassis behavior becomes software-defined, the advantage moves away from pure mechanical strength and toward the speed of computation. The road is still physical. The tires still fight friction. But the machine between them is starting to think faster than the driver. The most visible shock of the L6 is not hidden inside a battery pack. It is the way the car moves in a space where a vehicle of its size should feel trapped. A large sedan has always carried a geometric punishment. The longer the body, the longer the wheelbase. The longer the wheelbase, the wider the turning circle. That is why a full-size vehicle feels confident on a highway, but awkward inside a tight parking garage, a narrow downtown street, or a driveway packed with trucks. Size gives stability, but it usually steals agility. The L6 attacks that rule with rear wheels that can turn up to 9 degrees. At low speed, the rear axle does not simply follow the front. It pivots against it, making the car behave as if its wheelbase has suddenly shrunk. A nearly 5-meter sedan can rotate through tight spaces with a level of control that should belong to something far smaller. This is where the old idea of fixed geometry begins to collapse. In a traditional car, the rear wheels are mostly passengers. They roll, they carry load, they follow the path dictated by the front axle. In the L6, they become active participants. They help aim the body. They help shorten the turning arc. They help the entire vehicle slide through space instead of simply swinging around a front pivot. Now place that idea in America. Imagine a crowded parking structure in Los Angeles, a narrow street in Austin, or a suburban driveway, where 2 large pickups have already taken most of the space. A traditional vehicle asks the driver to calculate angles, reverse correct, and try again. The L6 points toward a different behavior. The car itself reshapes its movement. That is why 9-degree rear steering matters. It is not just a parking trick. It is a direct attack on one of the oldest limits in vehicle design. The wheelbase used to be a fixed measurement. L6 treats it like a software variable. But the L6 does not stop at changing how a car moves. It also attacks the fear buried underneath every electric vehicle conversation in America: the battery. For years, the EV debate has been framed around range charging stations and price. But underneath those arguments is a deeper anxiety. What happens when a battery is damaged? What happens when heat builds up too fast? What happens when fast charging pushes chemistry to its limit? Traditional lithium-ion batteries depend on a liquid electrolyte to move ions between the anode and the cathode. That system works, but it also creates vulnerability. Under extreme stress, high heat impact, or repeated fast charging, tiny metallic structures known as dendrites can form inside the cell. If those structures pierce the separator between the 2 sides of the battery, the result can be an internal short circuit. From there, the nightmare scenario is thermal runaway, a fire that feeds itself from inside the pack. The L6 answers that fear with a semi-solid battery strategy. Instead of relying purely on a flammable liquid environment, the pack moves toward polymer gels and solid conductive materials designed to make the cell more stable. The point is not that physics has been defeated. The point is that battery safety is moving deeper into material architecture. That changes the meaning of range. A large battery pack is not impressive only because it stores more energy. It becomes impressive if engineers can package that energy with less fear, better thermal control, and fewer compromises. In the L6, the semi-solid battery is presented as the foundation for a long-range EV that can cross psychological barriers without turning the pack into a rolling liability. For American buyers, this matters. A driver in Arizona worries about heat. A family in Texas worries about long-distance range. A homeowner worries about what is sitting inside the garage overnight. L6 turns those fears into a chemistry argument. Range is no longer just a battery size contest. It is becoming a material science war. The next layer of the L6 is not something most drivers can see. It is buried in the electrical architecture. But this is where charging time stops being a convenience feature and becomes an industrial weapon. For years, gasoline had one emotional advantage over electric vehicle speed. A driver could pull into a station, fill the tank, buy a drink, and leave. EVs, even when they were fast and quiet and advanced, still carried one psychological weakness: the waiting time. The L6 attacks that weakness with a high-voltage charging architecture. The logic is simple, but the effect is massive. When voltage rises, the system can move serious power with lower current. Lower current means less heat, less electrical resistance, less stress on cables, and less energy wasted during transfer. This is why silicon carbide power electronics matter. They help the vehicle manage high voltage flow more efficiently, without turning the charging system into a heat problem. In practical terms, this changes the road trip equation. Imagine crossing Texas on a long highway route. In an older EV, every charging stop feels like a calculation. Is the charger working? How long will the battery need? Will heat slow the charging curve? Will the next stop be too far? A system built around ultra-fast high-voltage charging changes the emotional rhythm. If the car can recover hundreds of kilometers of range during a short stop, then charging no longer feels like a penalty. It starts to feel like a fuel stop. That is why this matters to Detroit. The gasoline engine's last great psychological fortress was not horsepower. It was convenience. And if high-voltage EVs begin to attack that fortress, the battle moves from the showroom to the charging curve. Charging speed is no longer just about saving time. It is about destroying one of the last excuses people use to avoid electric cars. The L6 is not coming for the Ford F-150 in the obvious way. It is not a work truck. It is not built around towing a trailer across Colorado or hauling equipment to a job site in Texas. But that is exactly why the warning is easy to miss. This car does not challenge Detroit by copying Detroit. It challenges Detroit by changing the definition of control. The Ford F-150, Chevrolet Silverado, and Ram 1500 were built around a very American promise: strength, durability, size, and mechanical confidence. Their identity comes from the feeling that the machine is physically capable of handling punishment. A strong frame, a powerful drivetrain, a suspension built for load. That formula still matters. America still needs vehicles that work. But L6 points to a different layer of competition. What happens when the chassis is no longer just steel suspension arms, bushings, and steering hardware? What happens when body movement, wheel angle, traction, braking, and stability are all controlled as one software-defined system? That question also reaches Tesla. Tesla taught American buyers that a car could be improved by software. But L6 pushes the idea deeper. Not just screens, not just acceleration, not just over-the-air updates. The software is now entering the physical behavior of the car itself. And then there is Jeep. The Wrangler represents old-school mechanical honesty, axles articulation, tires terrain, and driver skill. L6 represents the opposite philosophy. It does not worship raw mechanical motion. It calculates motion, distributes it, and corrects it. This does not mean American vehicles are obsolete overnight, but it does mean the battlefield is moving. Detroit is not being challenged by another sedan. Detroit is being challenged by a new definition of vehicle intelligence. If Ford, GM, Ram, Tesla, and Jeep still think this race is only about horsepower, range, or brand loyalty, they may be looking at the wrong war. The next frontier is not just what powers the wheels. It is who controls the movement of the entire machine. The L6 does not mean Detroit is finished. That would be too simple. America still has scale manufacturing, depth, truck loyalty, service networks, capital, and more than a century of engineering muscle. But this car exposes where the battlefield is moving. The steering rack is losing authority. The rear axle is no longer passive. The battery pack is no longer just a box of energy. The charging system is no longer just a plug. The chassis is becoming a software layer. The cabin is becoming a command interface, and the vehicle itself is becoming a motion computer. That is the warning hidden inside the L6. The old car obeyed the driver through metal. The new car negotiates with physics through code. And if Detroit responds only with more horsepower, bigger screens, or longer range claims, it may miss the real shift. The next automotive war will not be decided by who builds the strongest machine. It will be decided by who controls the movement of the machine fastest.